All right, there is a lot going on with Celsius. There's still a lot of speculation. Celsius is not really communicating much with their followers, but there are some new developments that happened today in the last few days. I'm going to go over them. So, recently, one of Celsius's early main investors just announced a possible 9-month recovery plan for Celsius. He is one of the co-founders of Bank to the Future. Says he has over 1,000 investors exposed to Celsius. He was also part of the Bitfinex recovery plan. Did a little bit of research on it. It seemed like it went, not great, not terrible. I mean, people got something back. So, Celsius hasn't announced anything about this officially. He's not saying anything officially, but this is some news that might give us maybe a little bit of hope. Don't want too much hope right now. Don't want too much despair. As you guys might already know in my previous video on this, I am overexposed to Celsius, which was a mistake on my part, I would say. I am not a financial advisor. Do not take any of my financial advices for entertainment purposes only. But, that's where we get back to when things seem too good to be true. They usually are. As depositors, we don't really have much of a choice. If someone said, hey, you can get your crypto back in 9 months, I think most of us would say, okay, that's better than never getting it. And unfortunately, Celsius isn't and probably can't come out and necessarily say their plan at this point. I'm sure they're dealing with a lot of legality issues. They did hire a bankruptcy law firm a couple days ago, which not great news, but they do have, I'm sure there's a lot of legal ramifications to making any sort of statements, announcements, such and such, which is such a bummer for us because I think a lot of the community would love to just have a better idea what was going on, and building sentiment would be so big for this situation. Now here, I found here recently in a Reddit article that Network paid down their link maker position of $37 million, paying off their debts. Some people say this is a good sign. Some people see this as they're just getting their money and they're going to pay off their other investors, or that they're now gambling again with our crypto. And the thing is, they've always been gambling with our crypto, and we were gambling with our crypto, and maybe we knew it, maybe we didn't know it as much, and we should have probably known it more. And now they're continuing to gamble with our crypto, but they also have to gain more liquidity. Shows here collateral change, 6.7 million, link withdraw. That just happened. Payback, debt, $11 million worth of 11 million dies, so that's $11 million. We get 6.7 link, 6.7 million link back. So there are pieces moving, things are happening. So now what's crazy that's going on, and I briefly touched on this in my last video, and I'm not saying whether you should do this. I'm not saying whether you shouldn't do it. Do whatever you want to do, but this is happening, and it's pretty fascinating what's going on. Celsius token rises 300% in 1 week amid a GameStop-like short squeeze. So the liquidity of Cell is extremely low because most of the tokens, huge majority of the tokens, are locked on the Cell network, which there can't be withdrawals, there can't be swaps, can't be anything. So there's this small amount of Cell tokens on FTX. A lot of big short sellers put in massive short positions for Cell to go to 1 cent or whatever, go to zero, try to make a bunch of profit on the demise of Cell, and also putting more sell pressure on Cell. And now it looks like it's primarily being led by daily retail investors that are buying Cell and squeezing these people's positions and forcing them to lose a bunch of money, which is, pretty cool. I mean, I saw this. This is crazy. This guy here converted 1.2 ETH to Cell, 1,400 Cell. Like, people are going in on this thing. So if you're in the United States, you can't use FTX, which is where the Cell tokens are, but I guess you can trade with Uniswap. I'm not saying do this. This seems extremely high risk. I'm not doing this yet. I've thought about I wouldn't do a lot, maybe a little, $5-10 or something like that, It's unfortunate because if we did know or had a good, strong belief that this was actually going to help us get our money back, then I would, I'd jump in, throw a little money in there. But we just don't know. And so the SEL token's kind of been, it's pumped up a bunch. I mean, it rallied, had this pump here up to 150, but it was down in the, it's been down the 40, 50 cent range. So we're up, like they're saying, 100%, 200%. It jumped up to as high as 300%. So it's pretty crazy what's going on. It's a very crypto style, this AMC, GameStop type of thing. I wasn't part of that. It's not really my style of investing, but as a depositor in Celsius, the people who are doing this, I do kind of commend them. I think they are helping us. I think they are helping the Celsius community. This actually might become the trade of the year. Shorters got wrecked big time. I don't know. This is you got to be careful in this space. This is a super high risk. Also, Plan C just released on Twitter that notable, this is, who knows with crypto, but supposedly there's a $20 million bounty out for anyone who can prove that Celsius suffered a coordinated attack at the hands of a third party. So Celsius did make some announcement. They're basically just asking users for more time. We don't really have a choice, but they're putting something out there. I think they're treading on very careful waters. I am seeing ads for lawsuits towards Celsius. BitBoy came out and said he was starting a class action lawsuit against Celsius. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't fully know. I guess one side is that they're talking about trying to get in these lawsuits before they file bankruptcy. However, we could be shooting ourselves in the foot by suing these people if we were potentially going to get some of our money back. I don't know what the right thing to do is. I know a lot of you guys are not optimistic. I'm not super optimistic, but I also am trying not to fall into the pit of despair like I was a week ago when my crypto got locked in Celsius. And it looks really bad. There's a lot of bad sentiment, but I think we would all love for this to work out okay, or at least get some of our crypto back. I think the Bitfinex, they were saying that people got about 75% of their crypto back. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, because there was this other token that they created, seemed kind of shady, or everyone wants to just actually get their crypto back. So we'll see what happens. That's what's going on in the Celsius world, Celsius community. So hope you enjoyed something. Keep aping, keep hodling. Woo, woo, woo.